Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of the Geek Access podcast. I'm joined today by Kory.
Hello.
No Brandon this week, he wasn't able to make it, but we do have 2 guests this week. So we're also joined by Rick.
What's up?
And Steve.
Yo.
So we're here for week 5. Here to make up for a really shitty episode last week that we want to forget about. So we're here today. We got some games to talk about. We've got an anime guy in the house. We've got a League of Legends guy in the house.
Anime guy? I didn't even know.
I know. We got a Skyrim guy in the house.
Attack on Titan, bro. Is that not the best?
Attack on Titan. We got Attack on Titan coming out tomorrow. We got Tokyo Ghoul, which is a huge new production.
Can't even get through my goddamn intro.
It's all right. Go ahead. My bad.
No, it's all good.
It's
all good. Talk. I don't know. I don't know jack shit about anime. Let's get the show right off the ball. It's already late. Let's
all right.
Talk.
Attack on Titan. They're making the next season, right? When does that come out?
No, they got the Kickstarter going. They're still going with the Kickstarter on Attack on Titan Season 2.
Really? They have a Kickstarter? I don't know why that's not already funded by $1 million.
Yeah, I know. That was like one of the most massively popular animes from last year.
Because it's not Reading Rainbow.
Actually, right now, July 3rd through July 6th in Los Angeles Convention Center is the Anime Expo, like the big Anime Expo 2014 for mass. And they have it going on right now to the July 6th. And the Attack on Titan cosplay is like up there with Bleach and Naruto Shippuden cosplay. It's way up there. And they still have a Kickstarter for season 2. Like, how the fuck are they not funded for this?
I don't know.
They have like multi-thousands, like hundreds of thousands of dollars because so many people love this. It's one of the largest hits on Hulu for the anime.
Dude. It's the fucking greatest anime I've ever seen, honestly.
And then you have Tokyo Ghoul coming out. You have people like anime and production artists from Bleach, from Naruto, from Toriko. If you've ever watched Toriko, if you haven't, on Hulu, Toriko is an amazing show. The full season. They have like these major production, and it's Funimation produced and subscribed to. If you're on the Funimation website subscriber, they have all this info. And Tokyo Ghoul premieres tomorrow.
Cool. Tokyo Ghoul. I'm writing that down.
It also has 2 producers from Death Note, like the lead producers from Death Note.
Wow,
he's like shit. So excited, and I have no fucking.
No, Death Note is
great. Death Note, and if you like action at all, Bleach is your shit. I don't give. You can shit on Bleach all you want for being popular and being part of Shonen Jump, but the action in Bleach was solid. It wasn't like Dragon Ball where it took like 5 episodes for something to happen. Like, Bleach was right on it. It was episode after episode. It didn't take, like, 3 episodes for someone to charge and then shoot one ability or whatever you want to call it. It was action after action, and you had that solid in Bleach. You have that action production. You have that animation style and ability of, like, Death Note. You have that storyline of, like, the Naruto Shippuden, which is, I think, on episode, like, 500 or 480 something now. It's ridiculous.
Holy shit.
Cool. All right.
That's how we're going to start it right now.
That is. There's some blood pumping. Rick is getting a hard on over there.
No, it's not even a hard on. It's full chub. We're full sale right now.
Full sale. All right. Well, now that we've already got into it, let's get into our horribly named What's Up segment. This week's What's Up segment is brought to you by the Geek Access Podcast t-shirt. And you can buy one for yourself today and help support the show by going to bit.ly/IG store. You guys have both already talked a lot, so I'm going to give the mic to Steve. Steve, what have you been up to? I usually would say this week, but this is your first time on the show, so what have you been up to in general?
Work-wise, what do you want, man?
I want your games, man. What are you playing?
Talk business.
Lots of League.
Very cool.
League. I love League.
Graphics changes to Summoner's Rift.
I've seen some posts on it. I haven't. I don't play, so.
If you're on the League Hub, they've got a 5-minute video of it, and they're really they're changing the style from arena to a world.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, really good. All the jungle creatures will be changed. A lot of the dimensions in the jungle are changing to make warding and flashes better.
Nice.
Team fights more dynamic, stuff like that. Plus they're changing Baron and Dragon, so it's more of like a boss battle and not just random attacks.
Interesting.
That's pretty cool.
It sounds like they're trying to add some objectives to it, maybe to have a little bit more of what Heroes is going to be offering with like the objective-based system, where it's not just that heavily focused 5-on-5. They're adding more elements to the maps, which is probably good because that's one of the things that people are really excited about with Heroes of the Storm. Well, cool. I know you're a heavy League player. You've been trying to get me into it for years, and I've dabbled with it, but I can't. I don't like it. It's the community, man. Most of the community is total trash.
So with League,
But-
I have a little question. You know the...
Hold on. We might have lost Steve. Yeah.
Oh,
Steve's Kindle died. Well, hey, we got something out of him. We'll have to get him back on the show at some
That's
point.
fine.
Yeah, we'll have to get
I
him
wanted
back.
to ask if Warwick was still a viable character in the jungle, because that's all I played.
Actually,
Right.
with the new jungle item, with the Feral Flare, Warwick is more viable than he has been in like the last year, just because the way the Feral Flare stacks, and now with the new stacking on creeps and assists and kills and large creeps, their Feral Flare puts a lot of pain out with your Warwick. You can go offensive with your Kingblade, you can go defensive with your Spirit, or your if you need armor, you can get your Frozen Fist, you can get your Frozen Heart.
Nice. Dude, that'll get me back into playing it then, because that's all I played was freaking Earth the Manatee in the fucking jungle running around.
Yeah, I'm a jungler too, but I jungle in threes.
Nice.
Very cool. Well, let's get into that then. Now that we've lost Steve, we'll transition right over to Rick. Rick, you're our well, now you're our only guest.
What?
So what do you what have you been up to?
I got into the Destiny Alpha. That
Nice.
was fucking amazing.
Didn't
Even though-
everybody
Yes.
get into the Destiny Alpha? Is that a
I have it, but I haven't downloaded it yet.
Well, it's closed now.
Yeah, it's over.
Almost anyone that
Yeah.
applied got it. I'm not a big PS4 player. I'm waiting for it on the Xbox One, but still, it was an amazing game. I bought the system just because I wanted all the stuff for Destiny. The alpha was good.
He wants to play the non-HD version. That's why he's waiting for it for the Xbox One.
No. It's they changed the Connect features. The 10% that they reserved on the system for the Connect is now disableable by the company itself. So Destiny will be 1080p on both systems.
So now
30 frames a second.
it's 10% closer to being as powerful as the PS4.
It'll be the exact same. It'll be 1080p at 30 frames a second.
So you're an X-Bone lover, right?
Well, the whole reason I love PS2. I wasn't a fan of the PS3. I bought the original Xbox just for Bungie. Like, I love Bungie.
Right.
Next
They're
to-
good.
next-
Great company.
Next to From Software and BioWare, they're some of my favorite developers. And Bethesda, obviously, because, I mean,
Right.
you gotta love Bethesda.
You can't laugh with them.
But, I got into the, Worlds of Draenor Alpha. I was playing a lot of that. That was a lot of fun. You didn't have the quest selection, obviously, since it's an alpha.
Now, have you dabbled with a new character, or did you port your characters over? What are you doing with that?
I'm a big fan of Shadow, so I play a lot of like Shadow Priest, Warlock,
Okay.
Death Knight. I was playing a Paladin tank, since I'm normally a tank and everything. I like just being that big burly guy, like, hey, you need me or suck it. So, I was playing the tank, I played the Death Knight tank. Actually, my biggest notice was the healing. The healing changes for the Warlords of Draenor Alpha was intensive. You spend a lot of time at a lower health than normal. You're not going to be topped off a lot of the time like you normally are. You're going to spend time at like 30-40% and constantly stay there as the fight progresses on and the mechanic gets harder and harder.
Yeah, so it's going to feel very vanilla, though. That's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah.
How does the number squish feel? I have it, but I haven't done anything
Well,
with it.
the number squish isn't really balanced at the moment. Like
Okay.
they have the numbers squished down, but they don't have the damage balanced.
Okay.
So you'll see some classes outperforming the others, but you're gonna see a lot of like mages. Ice mages feel really strong right now because they removed your Frostfire Bolt is no longer instant cast. Instead, the damage is like tripled, and it has a cast time. So when you get your proc for it, you just see these massive damage numbers compared to the number squish. Like you'll see like a tenth of the health go down when you cast it.
Okay.
And the rebalance for Shadow. Shadow, they have a new stat called Multi-Strike, which any gear can get, which makes it so anytime you do damage, whether it be a spell tick, like a dot, or a physical strike, it has a chance to reproc at 33% of the damage. And that used to be the mastery for Shadow, and they changed the mastery for Shadow Priest to now just increase your shadow damage and basically all your shadow damaging spells, like your dots and your Mind Flay. So you can actually spec into mastery and get multi-strike and haste as a stat, so your docs are just constantly ticking for bonus damage. Same thing for Affliction Warlock, because they got rid of Malefic Grasp, Drain Soul, so now it's one spell. So your dots are ticking really fast, constantly multi-ticking, and on top of that, your new Drain Soul, which is a combo of Drain Soul and Malefic Grasp, are also ticking extremely fast and progressing the docs like your Agony up to 10 stacks.
Well, that
Man.
yeah. Well, see, it's nice to hear it from a what am I looking for here? Like a focused point of view, because I know a lot of podcasts have been talking about, and I've been reading about, like just the slew of changes on MMO Champion. Like they are completely rebuilding so many things from the ground up. The changes that they have made, are you enjoying them? Are you indifferent to them?
Well, it's actually the first time since Wrath I've had all the melee. I'm not biased at all, but I've always enjoyed melee, and I've had all the melee characters: Paladin, Rogue, Death Knight, all of them. I pronounce it how I happen want. I do what I want.
Do it alone.
I do it. I've had them all max level since Wrath.
He does melee combat with his Paladin.
Yeah, my Paladin. I am. What is it? Lawful good. Deal with that.
It's okay. I do ranged combat with my Shaman.
So the Shamane.
The Shamaner.
So I've been doing that, and I actually, they're like, hey, you pre-order it, you get a free 90, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go Warlock, and I effing love Destruction Warlock. So I transferred that and my Death Knight over to the Alpha.
Right.
And I gotta say, like ranged as I played Hunter in vanilla. Like my main was a warrior tank in vanilla. Because I've been playing since closed beta vanilla.
Right.
My main was a warrior, and then my alt was the hunter, a Tauren hunter. I've always played Horde. So,
oh, of course, for the Horde, man. Look, Tarogar.
Fuck off, Night Elf.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And your pointy ears can
who
shove
wants
it.
I mean,
Right.
What do you got? You got, although the humans look great with the new character models, I will give them that. But aside from that, you've got what? Night Elves.
The new character models, the Night Elf got screwed.
You've got Night Elves, 2 midgets, and, two little people. And then what, a Twilight character? I mean, that's your Alliance selection.
Yeah.
And you get aliens. Well, they have the second hottest female race in the game.
Like I said, I'm not really biased towards it. It's the lore. It sucks me in. Like, I love undead and Tauren lore. Tauren, the nomadic people, how they roam and how they got involved with the Horde, and same with the undead, like how they pretty much got screwed. Like, I just like the lore for those races. That's why I play the Horde.
Well, then you've also got Thrall, and then the whole thing with Grom and Garrosh, and there's a lot more history with the Horde, and a lot of their history is a lot more passionate as well.
If you ever read the book, The Shattering, which is the prequel of the Cataclysm, like how basically Karin got shafted, like Karin got super screwed, like that'll just insight you to how Bane took his place and everything else for that one book before the Cataclysm expansion.
Right.
And that's a big suck in, but I mean, just how it feels. Tanking, I could say I love the Death Knight. It feels more original. Like, my favorite tank out of Paladin Warrior Death Knight was, I love the Unholy Death Knight, the original, before they made Blood a tanking tree, when you had Bone Shield, and you could either go Blood or Frost.
Right.
And when Deathstrike was how it was previously, and then they changed it to that whole crap where you have incoming damage. And if I have to have an extra add-on to monitor my one tanking skill, my major tanking skill, I'm pissed off at that. I don't want that. I want to go off gameplay mechanic. I don't want to have an add-on to have to monitor that one mechanic. And I understand that that's controversy because a lot of people have DBM, which is a big help for the whole raid mechanic.
Should have DBM.
Yeah, but if I'm playing a Death Knight as opposed to Warrior Paladin, I need to have a special add-on just for Death Knight to monitor incoming.
Right.
Whereas they have changed Death Strike to now be based off your current attack power instead of incoming damage.
They've done a lot. I mean, Death Knight was a newer class. I mean, because with mages, you used to have decursive. That you don't need anymore. With paladins, you used to need pally power. That you don't need anymore. So they've done really well at kind of seeing what add-ons the community makes and adding elements to the game that prevent that necessary need. Because there are so many players that when that new content patch comes out, we're basically shut down for 24 hours until the developers update our add-ons for us. And they're trying to prevent that downtime.
The Death Knight feels more like the other tanks now, where it's if you have a proc, you use it. Like with the Death Strike, it's not. I have to monitor what I have incoming and hit that sweet spot. It's
right.
I have 2 ruins on cooldown and 2 ruins up. I can Death Strike and not worry about my incoming damage for the heal because it's now based on my physical damage as opposed to my incoming damage.
Right. Makes sense.
And it's more cooldown based. It's like a warrior.
Right.
Like, oh, there's a big spike coming. I better proc a cooldown.
Right. Very cool.
And as where the ranged goes, like, Shadow Priest is a lot more volatile now. Like, they can put out some bursts.
Oh, that's what I've heard.
With the change to Mastery, as multi-strike is now a stack on gear, and the Mastery is just changed to their flat damage for Shadow Boost.
Right.
That is a huge difference. And then the snapshotting change makes Affliction Warlocks, which is my personal spec. Like, I play Destruction currently now as my ranged, because that's the best to go for normal, or heroic progression for OOC. But I love Affliction. That's my heart and soul, like, since vanilla for a Warlock. And
right.
How they change the snapshotting just makes it phenomenal. Like, you put those dots up, you put so much pressure out, and PvP or PvE, just that inhale, exhale, and putting your dots out, it just feels so good to see all those numbers coming up, even with the squish. When you have, like, 5 targets, you dot a target with your procs, you inhale and exhale on the other targets, go back to your main target, and just start, drain souling him to get that agony stack up. Just the numbers coming up feel phenomenal still. It's almost like getting those guaranteed crit procs with a Frost DK. Just those numbers you see make you invigorated.
Right. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I know that, again, the changes are vast, so... Who's squeaking? Oh, that must be Rick, because Kory ain't moving.
I'm not. I'm sorry, it's my chair. I just squeaked forward to grab my drink.
Right. I have to apologize for the audio listeners for that cut-in that just came in. I know you guys didn't hear it, but they're going to hear it on the recording. Well, cool. Well, that's awesome, and I'm excited to hear about, Warlords. Again, I got it, but I haven't done much with it yet. I'm excited for December. Getting my MMO fill right now with WildStar and really enjoying that. And I know you've been playing that too, so that's definitely exciting. Kory, I feel like you haven't talked much, man. What have you been up to this week?
A lot of Wolfenstein for the PS4.
It's wonderful.
It's so good. It brings back the feeling of an actual story in a first-person shooter game, and I love that. Because every other first-person shooter game, Battlefield 4, 3, Call of Duty, all those stories, even Black Ops, I thought was kind of stupid.
Right.
Just too over the top, too crazy, it had no feeling in it.
Right.
But with Wolfenstein, there's so much, you can tell they picked some freaking top-of-the-line voice actors.
They did. I've really enjoyed it. I love the alternate history, too. I love when he realizes that it's, 1960 and the war's been over for 16 years, and...
Yeah.
Spoiler,
they throw so much. Well, this is the first freaking opening.
Spoiler, intro. I know. That's how I describe the game to everybody, but someone will bitch.
Oh, whatever. But I just love, it makes it so... I'm playing on the hardest difficulty also, and I always do for every game. And it kind of makes it harder for me because you have to be way more silent and quiet about how you do things. And if I played on normal, it'd be like the total old school running gun, go in, just blow shit up.
Anything below Uber, it's an old school running gun in high def graphics.
Yeah, that's why I'm already going to play it again. Like, once I beat it, I'm going to play it and do it on normal, just so I can do it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, you were telling me on the phone, I think it was yesterday, the day before, that they have the old school Wolfenstein thrown into it.
Oh, yeah. In your home base, if you go upstairs, all the way upstairs, and you go to your bed, it's your bed. It says Nightmare, and you hold square over it, and you go into this freaking dream world, and you wake up, and you have you're still your character, but you're in the old school 3D Wolfenstein world, and you go through and you run through an old level, and it's awesome. Right. And it changes each time you go into the Nightmare world, because you come back to that place after each mission you do. Right. It changes the level to like the next level for Wolfenstein. And it's awesome. Has all the little secret walls you can run up and hit. It's sweet.
Very cool. Now I am going to ask a spoilery question, so if anyone cares about Wolfenstein spoilers, skip ahead a minute. But have you beaten it yet?
No.
Come close to yet?
I don't know. How many chapters does this freaking game have? I feel like I'm not even close, but I'm 10 in.
Is Hitler still alive?
I haven't even found that out yet. I don't know if that's Death's hand.
Because one of the things I was hoping for, in that this isn't like a Wolfenstein 3 or Wolfenstein 4, like this is like just telling the story in a different way. I was hoping that Mecha Hitler was going to be a thing.
Well, let's fingers crossed for the final boss. So
right.
We'll see.
Right. So that's okay. So no spoiler then. So
no spoiler.
All right. I hope that is the case. If you tell me there's a Mecha Hitler, then I will definitely make sure to beat the game, because one of the greatest final bosses of all time.
Seriously. I love it.
So you fight a super pregnant Hitler's mother to stop Hitler from evolving. That's what
you go back further in time and you kill Hitler's mother by means of the doctor. Through the what is it, the Taurus? What the
I don't know. I don't know how PC it is, but then the game changes to Abortion Hero.
Beautiful.
Jesus.
Coat hanger included. That's your tool.
If you have motion with a Kinect, you can actually use your hands to gesture.
The title of the game is asterisked, and the subtitle is, "We're not going to tell you the title, but it rhymes with shmush motion."
We're legally not obliged to tell you what the title of this game is, but use your hands, please.
This episode just got highly inappropriate.
That's the plan.
The one really kinky guy that listens to this show, and he knows who he is. Hello, Tom. He'll like that he's getting a shout out. Is going to laugh his ass off. But the very conservative guy that listens to this podcast, hi Jeff, is going to be like, what the hell are they talking about?
Sure. Let it happen.
You both got shout-outs. You guys are good.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. So anyway, aside from offending everybody.
That's what I do.
There's no offense.
What else have you been up to, Kory? You were watching some TV show, you said, right?
Oh, yeah, Derek. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's Ricky Gervais and his whole crew from, if you've seen An Idiot Abroad, it's the guy that they sent out. He's on the show.
Okay. This was the You Never Go Full Retard segment.
Yeah, this was the Never
I
Go
remember
Full
that
Retard.
talk.
Ricky Gervais plays the best disabled person I've ever seen. Like, it's scary. Like, you don't know if he's actually trying to be, or if he actually is.
Now, this is season 2 that's finished?
Yeah. There's 2 seasons. There's, I think, 6 or 7 episodes each. It's just a short Netflix series, but if they bring on the freaking feels.
So this is a Netflix original?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
What is
it? Almost makes you cry. Like, every episode tries to make you cry. It's hard.
Now, what's the premise with it? Like, I mean, I think of a movie or a show that has a central point of either a mentally challenged person or a disabled person, and the first thing that comes to mind... Where do you think he's going to be at? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Because Leonardo DiCaprio plays a great mentally challenged person.
Yeah.
But is it that thing where it's talking about it's him and his family and the people that are helping him, or like what is the show about aside from him?
the show is based on this group of people, and they all work at an old folks' home.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's just kind of there helping out. He doesn't get paid or anything, but he's there with the old people. And the way that he is, the old people love him for it. Because he's so nice, and he's a different person. You can tell he's very different. And in the first episode, they have somebody that tries to come in that's never seen Derek before and, ask the lady, is something wrong with him? Is he, autistic? Have you ever gotten him tested? And the only thing Derek says is, does it change? Is it, if I get tested and I have autism, does it change who I am? Am I going to be different? And they say no, and then it says, don't worry about it.
Right. So it's more of that. It's almost setting a foot in the ground and getting up on, in as far as a holding place for people with a mental disorder to kind of be like, look, I don't need to be identified by what I have. I'm identified by who I am.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That point.
That's really cool.
Shows how stable somebody can actually be who is disabled,
right?
Even though it's Ricky Gervais acting.
Right. And he does it well.
You seriously watch the first episode and just look at his face.
I'll have to.
Just
once I finish what I'm watching right now, which will lead into what I'm doing. I'm about to finish up Hannibal season 2. It actually ended, I think, a couple months ago. Man, I was so skeptical when this show was announced because Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter is one of my favorite movie characters of all time. And when they replaced, when Hannibal Rising came out, which was the prequel,
that was so good. I liked it.
It was good, but I didn't like the guy who played Hannibal. And I knew that Hopkins couldn't do it because it was a young Hannibal and there's not that much CGI in the world.
Right.
They did it a little bit with Red Dragon. They made him a little young, but they really, there was no way of doing it. So when they're like, okay, we're doing a Hannibal show, I'm like, all right, well, my first thought was who's playing Hannibal. And then I found out it was Mads Mikkelsen, who played one of the greatest villains of all time in Casino Royale.
I'm trying to remember that movie.
Oh, he's great. And my God, does he personify that character so well. My other worry was that it's on NBC. And I'm like, you're going to put a movie about a cannibalistic serial killer on basic cable? It's like, how is that going to work? Very first episode.
It's going to work amazingly. That's how it's going to work.
Yeah. I was like, I can't believe they're showing this on basic cable.
This guy eats organs. We're down with that.
Yeah. It's like, you've got people getting disemboweled. You've got people having surgeries with their organs taken out. There was one scene where it was depicting the person's murder, and it would go back and forth clip for clip. The first 5 seconds would be the murder happening. The second 5 seconds would be Hannibal preparing the food from the organs of that person, and it would just kind of go back and forth for 30 seconds.
Nice.
I don't know what I am more impressed with, the show or NBC having the balls to put that show on basic cable.
I'm not saying you need 2 kidneys, but all I'm saying is one of them could go great in a stir fry. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's a great show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. The guy that plays Will Graham does a phenomenal job. So much better than I love Ed Norton, but his Will Graham in the Red Dragon movie always felt a little hollow. This guy just blows it out of the water.
Sweet.
Yeah, so definitely a 2 thumbs up from me, or 2 forks up from me.
Forks, nice.
Yeah. But it was such a great, man, that serial killer passion, man, just hits it. And they mentioned one of my favorite serial killer books in the show, which was called The Last Victim. I don't remember anything about it. It's been so long since I read it. It's written by a guy who was either a potential victim or a victim of a serial killer that escaped, and then the guy ended up the guy ended up killing himself a year after he wrote the book.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great book. But anyway, they mention it in the show, and I'm like, oh, I read that book. But
nice.
anyway, aside from that, I've been enjoying my Steam sale games, played some more Lego. Played some Gone Home. Oh, what else have I played? Assassin's Creed, a little bit here and there. Most of the game time I have gotten has been going to WildStar. Really enjoying it. Still has that very vanilla WoW feel. I like the complexity of the crafting system. The story is really fun. I think I mentioned this before, I like how it's comical, but it's also aware of itself and it doesn't take itself too seriously. So I'm still enjoying that. By the way, I am in the process of getting ourselves a community established on that. We are Exile. We are on... the server begins with Blood. I think it's Bloodsworn. It's the only server that starts with Blood. So hop over there, say hi. I'm not that high of a level, so I'm still progressing.
Exile.
So.
That guild name sounds familiar.
No.
Oh.
Exile is the faction, buddy. You know that. You play it. It's either Exile or Dominion. Dominion, man, I don't know. My buddy is actually on Blood, and he plays Dominion, and he's like, well, a Dominion character, and I don't like the story at all. I like the Exile story, but so yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's bust into some of our news segments.
Wait, we still doing Netflix? We skipping the Netflix shit?
What Netflix shit?
That's in the news. Netflix is news.
Netflix is news. Netflix is news. Let's progress the show.
You're missing
Damn guests fucking everything up.
Stuff.
If it's not Kory fucking the intro up, it's... Kory, don't pat your chest. You can hear it on the mic and someone's gonna bitch.
Who cares?
Who was it that bitched? Oh, hi, Paul. I'm giving all the shout-outs this week. See, this is what I'm doing for the shitty episode last week. I'm trying to make everyone smile a little bit. All right, hold on. Before we'll start with Netflix news, because I know he was talking about something with Netflix, but I don't remember what it was. So anyways, this week's news segment, I promise our audio bumpers are coming. DJ is supposed to be helping me with that. This week's news segment's brought to you by Patreon. Join others in helping support the Geek Access podcast and get some podcast. Get some cool show memorabilia while you're at it. You can start that today by going to bit.ly/supportgeekaccess. Why is it I get these perfect in the pre-show, but I fuck them up when we're live?
That's because you're trying to go ahead of yourself?
Yeah, probably. All right, Rick, what's up with Netflix, man? Talk to me.
No, it's that we missed a couple key features. There's Luther. If you're a fan of any BBC shows, Sherlock and Luther have a new season on Netflix.
All right.
Sherlock and Luther.
Not a fan of
watch them. Luther is, I'm an angry black cop. I'm British. I'm going to solve crimes.
Cool.
Sherlock is it's basically modern day Sherlock Holmes with like a pre-war veteran Watson. And then on top of that, we talked about, he had Kory had Derek, one of the Netflix original. I don't know who's into it, but Orange is the New Black has season 2 on Netflix. So if you like girl on girl action or violent, prison crime, that show is for you.
All right,
I'll check it
so
out.
our news segment starts off with black cops, alcoholic detectives, and girl-on-girl prison crime.
I'm saying.
We are rocking it this week.
Orange is the New Black.
I've never heard of Luther. It sounds entertaining.
It's not as base as I said it.
I tried.
It is good.
I tried watching Sherlock. I prefer Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock. I'm sorry.
I will put a warning out. I am a Brooks fan. I have read Zombie Survival Guide and the book for World War Z. They have added the movie World War Z to Netflix. If you enjoy any Brooks novels at all,
so much
whatever
better.
you do, avoid that fucking movie. That movie is the bane of your existence.
You're loud. All right, yeah, the movie. Well, I wouldn't say it was. Yeah,
I didn't.
No, it was horrible. It was god-awful.
So to highlight, Netflix news, Luther, Orange is the New Black, Sherlock, and don't fucking watch World War Z.
There you go. You got it. World War Z is basically the bane of your existence.
All right.
Plain
and simple.
All right. Well, might as well continue with the TV stuff. So Rick, me and you talked a little bit about this. This is we've got so much stuff Rick is passionate about this week. He couldn't have picked a better week to come on.
That's good. Oh,
Mixed TV is debuting a new cosplay reality TV show. It's going to be competition style, I assume, with some sort of elimination. I don't know. You didn't show enough cleavage, so you get eliminated. That's how cosplay works, right?
America's Next Top Cosplayer?
Yeah. They should have called it that, man.
So awful.
Yeah. So what do you think, Rick? I mean, cosplay has always, and Kory, chime in too. I don't know how into cosplay you are.
This is going to go in two ways. It's going to be cosplay people know from anime and cosplay people don't know from anime.
Right.
I guarantee the ones people don't know will be fantastic. And the ones people do know, it's going to be this massively judged, you know, you don't look like this, you don't look like that, you're missing that one effing mole on your right cheek, so you're wrong, and you get a 1 out of 5.
Right. But is this going to be,
harsh.
like, this could go two ways. This could go, like, American Idol, where it has to be perfect. Well, hold on. I'm using singing reality. Like,
Yeah.
it has to be perfect. It has to be spot on. Most of the people there, they're just pop singers. Or this could go like UFC reality show, Ultimate Fighter, where like it's legit and like those people there are serious and passionate about it, and like it doesn't dumb down the UFC at all. They were just like, their marketing guy was just like, hey, we can make money from this.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Rick,
Yeah,
do you think that this is going to water down cosplay? Do you think it's going to maybe ruin it for people that are very serious about it? Do you think it's going to maybe help make it mainstream and a little bit less of a niche? Do you even think it needs to be moved in that direction? Is it the people that are part of that small little community, are they happy being part of that small community? Like, what direction do you think this is going to go?
See, I don't think it's really a niche. It's cosplay in general, because cosplay is very popular when it comes to even gaming. Originally, it was anime conventions, even the big ones. Like I said, as before,
Right.
now until the 6th is the biggest U.S. anime convention, or one of the biggest ones. I can't say the biggest, which is the Anime Expo, and you see a lot of cosplay, like almost everyone there. And even now, it's transitioned to gaming conventions, like at PAX, where we recently had PAX East and West. You see these cosplays.
Right.
They already have their niche, where you're going to see this show will probably bring like a Gordon Ramsay, like Hell's Kitchen style level to, you know, this cosplay is so shitty, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, the squid is so raw, Squidward's still telling SpongeBob to fuck off.
Right.
Version of cosplay.
Right.
You're going to see these critical, minuscule details of it, where someone's just trying to say, this is my favorite character. I enjoy dressing up like them when I go to a convention. So screw everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna put unneeded pressure on these roles or these people who are just trying to have a good time, which is the same as games. As a gamer, for all of us, we've had a lot of critical shit put on us as gamers just because someone didn't agree with it. And you're gonna see cosplayers get this same host of crap, where they're gonna get a lot of crap, or they could potentially from this show, that they don't need. They're just trying to have fun and get through their day. This is how they have a good time, and they just want to enjoy themselves.
Right. So this is gonna, I mean, like you said, all these big cons, whether it's like Anime Con or Comic Con, and then PAX East and West, and like we've even got a local one here in Maine called PortCon, which is obviously tiny in comparison, but we go, yeah, and you're obviously a local guy too, and we'll go out to the main mall on that weekend, and you see everybody from the people with the horrible costumes that they obviously like take together at Walgreens to like the amazing costumes. And obviously the person in the costume is a big benefit to that. Somebody who, you don't want to see somebody who ate a little too many Haagen-Dazs in a Sylvanas costume.
Yeah. Sylvanas Fat Runner.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm sorry if I got loud. This is all speculation. I am only speaking from speculation. I'm not saying for a crowd or individual, but as a gamer, and all of us here, we've gotten those organizations, Moms Against Gaming, everything else. I am afraid a show like this, that's focused on who can you dress up like, is going to put unneeded pressure on people just like gamers who have gotten issue with, I'm just trying to have a good time. All I want to do is enjoy myself. Just get off my effing back.
We should rename the Moms Against Gaming to the Females Against Gaming Syndicate.
What do you say?
Just write down the acronym. You have to actually write it down. FAGS. Come on.
Sorry, I don't freaking pay attention. You said it too fast.
It was come on, man. It's a throwback to the Modern Warfare 2 commercial. What was it? The frag grenades one. Yeah. Never mind.
Modern Warfare, Advanced Warfare, X2 soup grenade spamming.
I know. I'm so excited for Advanced Warfare.
Now I got 4 times the grenades to spam. All right.
Actually, Kory, I meant to bring this up. This is a totally broken show. That's what happens when we start recording.
No,
it's not. We're having a fun. We're having a fun.
Spam it.
No, I know, but I'm excited for Advanced Warfare. I mean, the multiplayer will be the same as it has been, but the single-player storyline, man, come on. Kevin Spacey basically playing the same character as he is in House of Cards.
Who gives a shit? It's just Kevin Spacey.
It's Kevin fucking Spacey.
You're just name dropping now. I can be like, oh, Destiny, Peter Dinklage, bad voice acting in the alpha.
Peter Dinklage. Yeah, it's okay. Anyway,
see,
just name dropping.
Putting a big name actor on the front of a freaking video game is going to help them get
because
sales. That's all they did. They're like, we'll put Kevin Spacey on.
Because do you know what made the only thing that made World at War any good was the fact that Kiefer Sutherland voiced a character in the game. That's what's going to make Metal Gear Solid good, is that Kiefer Sutherland is playing.
Oh, he ruined it.
For all the alpha players out there, I'm going to do a shout out right now. That wizard came from the moon.
Sure.
No, if you didn't play it, they actually made a shirt for that shit.
Oh, did
His
they?
voice was so monotonistic and robotic, which is what he was going for. You go into the game in your first 20 seconds, Peter Dinklage informs you that hive wizard, he came from the moon.
All right.
Now, you said that was kind of voiced in a monotone, no passion.
Yeah, they actually brought him in to redo it because the biggest complaint for the alpha was the voice acting. It wasn't the gameplay. People loved the Destiny alpha.
Think about it. It was
phenomenal, but they were like, this voice acting is horrible.
Is Peter Dinklage
you want to cut my balls off. It's so bad.
Is Peter Dinklage a gamer? I'm going to guess probably not. So you're filming what is epically the greatest TV show of all time. And they're like, hey, you want to come do voiceovers for a video game? And, I mean, they probably wrote him a big enough check, and he probably went there and phoned it in and left.
It's because he has such great quotes. In fact, they made a shirt out of it. Like, where's the god of sex and wine? Or tits and wine?
Yeah. No, Dinklage is great. He plays my second favorite character on Game of Thrones. I won't say who my first favorite character is, because everyone fucking hates me for it.
It's probably the bald guy that's cut off.
Nope, it's the little frickin', is it King Joffrey?
It's Joffrey.
Oh, my God.
You know,
he did such an amazing role with that
I love
Joffrey.
He is. It's kind of like Hannibal, man. He's horrible and he's vicious, but it's not that I think the character is, like, in the story is a good person. It's that the character is acted so well.
But the actor is such a good...
He is.
In general, he's a good actor, but he did that role flawlessly. Like, his whole job in that role is to be like, wow, I fucking hate that guy.
Right. Like,
he's the Justin Bieber of the Game of Thrones world.
Exactly.
His role, and he kind of looks like him, too. His role, like, his job description should say, just make everybody hate you, and we'll pay you.
Simple. That's awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, well, that works. So look at that, Rick. You stayed on topic. We were talking about TV news, and we kept talking about TV news.
I told you, it's not my first podcast. I've done.
No, it's all good. This has been a lot of fun. I've actually this is a breath of fresh air after last week. Anyway, let's get into a couple more news articles. I don't want to overly structure this show. We just kind of threw it together for the holiday. One thing I did want to talk about, pixel games. Kory, I know you love them. Rick, I assume you play some too. They're
You know it.
yeah, they're picking up a lot of Storm. I've kind of developed a liking for them lately. What I mean, are they here to stay? Is it a flash in the pan?
No.
In an era where game consoles are just we can do this and we can do this and we can do this, and Nvidia is like announcing like $3,000 video cards. We're coming into a world of virtual reality. And yet you have these indie companies and even some high-end companies that are making games that could have been on a system 15 years ago. But they're fun. They have a lot of content. And they're pixeled, but they're high-res pixels in the sense that there's just that many more little squares.
If you've played Endless Dungeon on Steam, you would know that they have a huge comeback. Like, Endless Dungeon is, even in the beta, it's endless amounts of fun on Steam. And
Do I have that?
It's all pixel. It's high-res pixel.
Right.
But it's amazing.
Now,
I don't have it.
I've heard of it. I've seen it. I think that was one of the ones I was looking at, but, what were we
Yeah, it was like
playing?
60% off on the summer sale.
We were talking about Pixel Junk Shooter, what was it, last week or the week before? And then we were playing Battle Block, which isn't really pixel, but it's still going back into old school graphic style. You've got...
Have you played The Binding of Isaac?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
Pixel. Awesome. Great.
And then we've got, what is it? I mean, obviously Minecraft, Terraria.
Paranautical Activity, which is a roguelite, not like roguelite shooter.
Okay.
How's it like?
It's almost like Dungeon Delve or a first-person view of Binding of Isaac.
Oh, really?
I'll have to check that
You
out.
have the Binding of Isaac power-ups and pickups, but when you die, like, you're effing dead. You starting back over.
Right.
Right.
That's kind of... What was that called again?
Yeah.
It's called Paranautical Activity.
Paranautical Activity. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. That sounds interesting. I like
And it's the roguelite style, but it's like Isaac, but you're in a first person view. And
Nice.
it's actually a lot of fun. Like, if you want to kill an hour, it's great.
Nice.
Sweet. I like that.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. That sounds really cool. So we think that these are here to stay. I mean, they're gaining popularity.
I don't see why you say that they're here to stay. They've always been around. Like, they've never gone
they're
anywhere.
just now coming back in that popular sense. I mean, Pixel's games have been popular on mobile for a while because for a long time that was all the mobile could handle. It's always been indie, but it seems to be ever since Minecraft, they're just snowballing into, like, everyone wants to go like, oh, we can still make a good game with basic squares. Let's do it. And then you went from Minecraft, which was basically pixelated, but it was 3D, to Terraria, which was flat Minecraft. And now you've got so many other people going back, like they're bringing adventure games back in with pixels. They're bringing pixel RPGs are insanely popular again right now. Those old school NES and SNES style RPGs are coming back full force. And
Well, the SNES is actually a big example is Starbound. You haven't picked it up on Steam. It's basically
Dude, Starbound's
SNES.
awesome.
Yeah, it's like Terraria with like standard exploration on crack, like SNES style graphic.
I played it when it just came out in early access. Have they added more to it? Because that was what I noticed was there wasn't a lot of content to it yet.
Yeah, they added a whole bunch. Like now it's like Terraria where you can actually, unlike Minecraft, where you can actually like farm and get materials from the farming creeps instead of just having to mine in.
Right.
They've added a lot to it. There's been countless content patches. Like
Nice.
every time I log into Steam, which is daily, there's, a new, or I shouldn't say every day, but at least once or twice a week, there's a new content update, and they've pushed it into beta now.
Nice. So they're not like blatant early access anymore.
And they've already opened up the modding community. They actually have right now on the recent news for Starbound is the top 10 best current Starbound mods from PCGamer.com.
Nice.
Cool. Kick ass. I'm glad that's kicking off. I mean, I played it when it just came out, and I freaking hit max wherever. Like, I think I hit my max ship level or whatever the missions they gave you. Killed every freaking little boss that they could throw at me, and then I just got bored. Then I could sit there and do nothing.
Right.
And I mean, even if you're not into old school pixels, they have like the traditional, just like motion picture moving. Like you have desktop dungeons, you have Knights of Pen and Paper. Like if you're an old school D&D fan with just motion pictures and movement, just these great strategy games for that old style graphic.
Right. Very nice. I'll have to go back and play it again. I got so many games on the Steam sale. I haven't done much of anything.
Yeah, I bought the Borderlands. I bought, Fallout New Vegas, all that. Just everything I could get.
Right. Well, very cool. Yeah, New Vegas, you were telling about that. I had bought that, and I had binge played Fallout 3 shortly before I got New Vegas, and I had never really gave it the full attention it deserved. I got to go back someday. I mean, there's still that part of me that is a little upset that they took Fallout from a turn-based strategy to a first-person shooter.
I don't mind that at all.
I missed the turn-based strategy. I actually picked up Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and the Brotherhood of Steel, the Fallout Tactics.
It makes a big difference on your play style. Like, I'm a big melee fan, and like Fallout 3 was like if you were a sniper or any mid-range, like the VATS made a huge difference. But I love the melee.
Oh yeah,
right.
So. And like New Vegas with the I'm just making up fucking words now. With the melee customization, you can customize your weapon parts and such.
Right.
Like that makes a huge difference. Like I loved Fallout 3, but I felt it was lacking in melee. Like you unless you had Deathclaw gauntlets or a shish kebab with the pyromancy, like the pyromaniac, you got fucked without pyromaniac and explosion or with the straight melee with Deathclaw. So when I played New Vegas, like I loved it.
Right.
Dude, New Vegas was great. I loved it too. Modded the hell out of it too.
Right.
Yeah, I did too. Same with Skyrim.
Yep. Skyrim. Oh man, I did so many bad things to Skyrim that I don't even want to talk about.
Did you ever put that Macho Man Randy Savage head on the dragons?
I did do that. You know about all
the top hats on the mud crabs? I dappered the shit out of my mud crabs. They were fancy as shit. They were so fancy.
With the monocles and everything?
I needed 2 monocles. They were so fucking fancy.
Damn. 2 monocles? Shit. I don't think you can get that fancy. That might as well be glasses.
I had to have a rim guard for my teacup because my mustache wasn't fancy enough.
Damn.
Oh, shit. Jesus. Alright. Well, I am going to highlight, this was great. I really liked this episode. So, there's a couple more news articles that are in the show notes. I'm not going to talk too much about them right now. You guys can check out our website, inkedgeekstudios.com. The show notes are on there as well as the recorded video. Couple articles that are on there. Peter Moore, EA COO, is a douchebag. That's not really news. Everybody knows that.
Oh, you're calling out against EA? That's a surprise.
I know that's like calling out against the Nazis, man. Taking a big stance on that one. But no, he's saying the old school gamers are stuck in their ways, and that it's not that the way games are changing, like microtransactions, DLC. It's not that that's a bad thing, but it's just that we're stubborn and we want the games the way we used to have them.
People keep trying to put this motion sensor bullshit in it. I don't want that. I don't want to use my hand. I have a controller for a fucking reason.
I'm too busy holding a cigarette and a beer. I don't want to motion control.
Yeah, I can't motion with both hands are used. Just give me 2 joysticks. Just give me the joysticks and let me just own 13-year-old kids on Xbox Live. Just let me do that.
So he wants 2 joysticks and 13-year-old kids. So he basically, I'm not even going to go there with that joke. Jeff has probably already turned this off. He's so offended by what we've talked about this week. Other article, Games for Windows Live is sticking around for a little bit longer, and nobody gives a shit. But if you want to read about it, the link is in the show notes. Google Glass getting banned in movie theaters.
Good. Glass holes.
Glass holes.
Straight glass holes.
And I Google's trying really hard, man, but I don't think that's going to take off. People who wear them are getting harassed. And it's, I think it's an amazing technology that the world isn't quite ready for.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Until we get our flying cars, then we can get that shit. Folks.
Yeah.
Where the hell are our flying cars?
I know, we were promised, that was like the year 2000 in some of those old 70s and 80s sci-fi movies. They had flying
Yeah.
cars in the 90s and that shit. What the fuck?
I believed them.
I
I
should
thought
have
we
been.
were getting that shit.
I should have been flying to school, man.
Jetpacks are riot.
Jetpacks, yeah. Fuck flying cars, man. We want portable,
Jetpacks are riot.
personal
you saw the
jetpacks.
spoof of the hoverboard that they tried to like say that was coming out. Did anybody see that?
I heard about it. I
That
didn't
Back to
see
the
it.
Future shit.
Yeah.
That fucking pissed me off so much. I was like, no fucking way. And it's like, no.
No, sorry, it's fake. It's like
Stab me.
it's like the World of Warcraft dance studio, man. It will never be there.
Dance studio. Wow.
But I want DDR WoW edition. Come on.
DDR WoW, yeah. Well, as it is, we had Farmville WoW in Mist of Pandaria. Now we're getting Clash of Clans WoW with garrisons in Warlords of Draenor. We had Twilight WoW with the Worgen. So they're doing it. We had Plants vs Zombies. Was that in Wrath? The little mini game?
That was
that was
part of
Wrath.
the pet thing.
Yeah. So and now we got Pokemon WoW with the so
I think that was actually Kata because the pet shit came out. They had Plants vs Zombie.
No, maybe I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway,
Screw it.
yeah, it doesn't matter. 80s/early 90s kids like myself, Trapper Keeper's back. They're making tablet cases. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit of a retro throwback, kind of similar topic with the Pixel games. It's a retro throwback to the 80s, 90s. I know you don't care. You're a youngin'. I had a Trapper Keeper, man.
Like trappers.
Yeah, we're talking about it in the pre-show. You're like, what the hell's Trapper Keeper? But like I was thinking, it's like, the people that know what it is will think it's cool. The people that don't know what it is won't care. Yeah, and I had a link to the Android L thing, but there's not enough.
Let me talk about that real quick. There's a couple of cool things on it.
Oh, you did some reading? All right, we'll talk about Android L a little bit. All right. Preach to the Apple guy what is so cool about Android L, and I will try and not be condescending.
Oh my god!
Good luck.
I don't know how you can be condescending, dude. It's like Apple's creativity is gone now.
It's not Apple.
Yeah,
Apple's creativity isn't gone.
Where's Jobs?
Gone. Well, he's not up there.
Forgot. Wasn't he like the backbone?
He was. Yeah, he was. He was.
So yeah, you just have to admit, dude, you're not going to get the greatest shit anymore. Sorry, Apple's going to take a slump.
I guess.
It's happening already.
I wouldn't agree, but that's okay.
Our idea guy is gone. Let's recycle old shit till nobody notices.
We still have the best tablet on the market, so that's okay.
That's fine. You can have the best tablet. You still have better phones.
Proceed. All right, I said I'm not going to be condescending. I'm trying to be open-minded with you.
You're being nice. No, this is good.
All right.
Android.
I know. Listeners are going to wonder what's going on.
Yeah. Android. It's a new operating system. It's got 5,000 new APIs. It's contextually aware of of its surroundings, so it can it backtracks on what you've noted of what you use. So on your home screen, it'll throw things that you use the most in front of you. So it makes life easy.
Now, when it says contextually aware of its surroundings, does it mean physical? Because that's what the Amazon Fire is trying to do, and a lot of people have a problem with it. Listening to music you listen to, listening to what TV shows you're watching.
Yeah, that's what it's trying to do.
Is it? Because I know a lot of people are having a problem with. I mean, I don't personally care. I always thought if you're not doing anything illegal, then why do you care who's listening? But a lot of people seem to have a problem with that.
Yeah. Well, it has a very flat feel. Like they're making everything. They're bringing it. What was the word?
They're simplifying the OS.
They definitely.
So they're
it's
basically
super clean. It looks. It's crazy.
So they're taking the overly complex Android OS and they're simplifying it more like the iOS.
Not in that sense. They still have everything that's in the regular Android. It's just they're making it a lot. They're putting things in front of you in an easier way.
So that sounds like they're going to be taking more advantage of the use of widgets.
Could be. I hope so. Widgets were cool.
Home screen memorization. That is one thing that I wish Apple would. It was rumored that they were going to be coming to iOS 7, but they've got them on the status screens, but they don't actually have widgets on the home screen yet. No, that's cool. I mean, I'm always an Apple guy, and I will be an Apple guy, and that won't change. But it's always nice to have competition because that's what drives innovation.
Right.
And like you said, and admittedly, Apple hasn't really done much. I mean, the iPad Air was nice, but that's because the 4th gen version wasn't that big of a difference from the 3. So the Air was the big upgrade. Same with the 5. The 5S wasn't a major innovation compared to the 5, but when the 6 comes out this year, and that's the thing with Apple is they know they have those fans like me that will buy their new product every year regardless of how much or how little of an upgrade it is. And their big upgrade cycles are 2 years, but that's not really the company's fault. That's the cell phone company's fault because they've locked people into 2-year contracts. Apple knows people can only upgrade their phone every 2 years, so they save those major innovations for the 2-year increments. So financially, it makes a lot of sense.
I get you in that sense.
But it's nice to see Android coming out with something. I still don't like the fact that it's open source, and I never will. The more they push, the more Apple has to push. So no matter what company you're a fan of, unless you're a Windows Phone user, then you're just fucked. But
that's just a pointless.
Whether you're iOS or whether you're Google and whatever
You
form
guys
of
suck. I got a Lumia. Fuck you guys.
so whether you're an iOS guy or whether you're a Google whatever candy they've selected this month guy, then no matter which company is doing better, it can mean nothing but growth for the other companies. So everybody wins.
Sure.
Which is the most civil way to look at it.
Except for the guy who loses.
Which would be the Windows Phone user. It's kind of like you have, well, see, Brandon's not here, so I have to throw in one PC master race for him.
Good.
But it's kind of like PC is Apple. PlayStation 4 is... Well, okay, yeah, hold on. I gotta reverse that. PC is Android. PlayStation...
Xbox Live.
PlayStation 4 is Apple. And the reason I compare them in that way is that PlayStation 4 is a little proprietary, but it works well. Mm-hmm. PC is more open sourced. It's more friendly for indie developers, kind of like Android.
Right.
They work well together. They learn from each other. PlayStation 4 has Twitch streaming now because it was popular on PC. So PlayStation is doing similar what Apple does. Apple watches its competitors innovate, and then it says, okay, we'll do that, but we'll do it better. Like Samsung has made smartwatches. They've been making them for a couple of years, and every single one of them has failed on the market.
Yeah.
Apple is going to be coming out with the iWatch this year. I will bet you anything it will be the first financially successful smartwatch.
We'll see.
If anything, only because it's going to have Apple's logo on it. And people will buy it for that reason alone. But
it's so stupid sounding to me. I just hate that.
No, but it's true though, and you know it's true.
It is. It is true, but it's just.
It's kind of like how people buy the overpriced Dre Beats headphones just because Dre's logo's on them.
Frustrating.
You know those.
I just want to rip them off.
You know those studio headphones that cost $200 cost the company $14 to make.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
It's ridiculous.
It's stupid. That's
the moral of the story. Don't support hip hop.
But the moral of the story is that Xbox One is still that Windows Phone.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rick.
That's the hate. That's the hate right there.
It is the hate, but you're outnumbered.
You can deal. It's all right.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'll stick to my fandom.
Well, see, I
got a Wii U too and a PS4. So
Wii U's cool. Wii U's cool.
Wii U, I'll give.
We've all seen how Luigi looks at people when he hits them with shit.
Oh, the devastator.
Evil as shit.
I know.
Luigi's great.
No, I've got a Wii U. I've got a PS4. I sold my Xbone.
Wonder why? Oh, because you can buy it now cheaper than what you bought it for.
Yeah,
I dropped the useless piece of equipment that they tried to sell
got rid of the
with.
Kinect because nobody gives a shit about that. Nobody did it from the first place.
The people
that PlayStation Motion Plus or whatever they had, whatever the fuck they called it. Nobody cared about that. Nobody wants to actually make physical exercise.
I will
play a video game to exercise.
I will say that the that sports game, the archery with the PS Move, that was pretty cool. The rest of it was fairly retarded.
Fuck that. That's like saying golf is a fun sport to watch.
Golf? Okay.
Whoa.
No, hold on.
Like,
I was about to jump on him too, but he said watch.
No, I play golf too. I play it. I'm saying to watch it.
It can
you
be.
sit down and watch it for 4 hours.
not 4 hours. Hell no.
No,
Sit there and
but
watch
to
it
be
for
but to be
plenty-
fair, I also can't sit and watch any sport for 4 hours.
Yeah, I can't either.
So I have to separate. I also can't watch soccer for 4 hours. I had to separate that from sports because I will not recognize soccer as an actual sport. Fuck.
Hey,
Is
man,
it football?
I know
2
football.
weeks, the world was crazy about football.
I know, and
Yeah.
thank God it's over. And thank God it's only every 4 years. It's like the
Everybody
Olympics.
already forgot.
It's like the Olympics in the sense that it's a sport that the majority of the world, well, I shouldn't say the majority of the world, the majority of Americans don't give a shit about except for every 4 years.
Who says
No.
we don't care about the Olympics? I fucking love the Olympics, man.
Right,
I
but
think it's a gamer thing.
but
like,
do you
you can
watch
take any of the three of us, and we will sit down and watch a StarCraft tournament for 4 or 6 hours. If you put us for like a Wimbledon or a soccer tournament for 2 hours,
Well,
we
no,
get
no,
bored.
no. I'll watch tennis,
I'll watch women's
and
tennis.
I'll watch a Red Sox game.
You don't
I'll
watch
watch-
women's tennis
I'll
for
watch-
the fucking sport. We
He
all know
wa-
what you're
he wa-
watching it for.
Thank you.
It's okay. Anyway, we're at like an hour and 10 minutes. But I mean that's fine. We had that 15-minute. Well, we can chat afterwards. We'll have the post show recording for the Patreon subscribers. Little shameless plug there. Yeah, I let it go a little over because we had the 15-minute window because we felt we went a little short last week. But Rick, man, I hope you'll stick around for the post show. It has been a blast having you on. I hope you will come back again soon.
I'm here,
Yeah,
for, the
no, that was fun, dude.
for the entertainment and the anime.
Very good. The entertainment and the
Yeah,
anime. That sounds
Well, the
good.
games too. That goes on. It's Geek
Well,
podcast.
yeah, we
Without
gotta
the
have
games,
video games.
it's like what the hell are you doing here?
We need
Yeah.
we need as much sex in video games as we have in anime. That's what I'll
Then
say.
you need to play Lollipop Chainsaw.
I have actually no. You know what you need to play is Catherine. Catherine is such a great game. I would
Or
love
Bayonetta.
a next gen version of that. All right,
Man, and too, Wii U. Woo!
I gotta end the recording for the upload. We'll bring it up in the post.
Before we go,
Well, we'll talk.
Destiny. Destiny is for the PlayStation system, $7.17.
Oh.
$5 pre-order gets you the beta. Any Xbox system is after. If you like any MMO, any sci-fi shooter, Diablo 3, or any loot whoring game, just check it out. And don't be a dickbag and judge it before you try it.
For the reference, just in case anyone's not aware, when he says Destiny, he means Halo 2.0.
Like that. That's being a dickbag and judging it before you try it.
I am being a shameless bag of dicks. All right, well, that's going to do it for today's show, everyone. Thanks for spending some time with us this evening. As always, we're here every Friday night. I know it's Thursday. Don't email me. Well, email me, just not telling me that it was Thursday, not Friday. 10 p.m. Eastern time, roughly. If you can't catch the live show, find us on iTunes or wherever quality podcasts are downloaded. If you're finding us on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. It helps push us up. If you don't give us a 5-star rating, at least give us some criticism and let us know what we're doing wrong, what you don't like, or why you think we're all a bunch of idiots. Or as Rick put it, why we're a bag of dicks.
I will find you and I will cut you without a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
You can also don't threaten our listeners.
I'm not threatening. I'm making constructive criticism.
It's like my dad said, I'm not threatening you, I'm promising you. If you can't catch the live show, you can also check out the recorded video at bit.ly/igeekvideos. That will bring you to our YouTube page. You can find Kory, Brandon, who is usually here, and myself on Twitter, IG, at IG_Audio King for Kory, at John1Renicus for Brandon, and at IG_Nate Ward for myself. We also live stream on Twitch throughout the week off and on. Kory is Audio King, Brandon is John1Renicus, and you can find me on the Inked Geek Studios studio Twitch page. Rick, where can people find you if they want to follow you around?
People can find me on Facebook page, on, I'll give it the name after, on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, or Steam, on Balmorn. BALMOURN.
All right, and
Simple.
are you on Twitch as well?
Yes, I'm also Twitch, but I'm not streaming currently yet because I will be streaming Destiny almost non-stop when it comes out and Evolve as well. Destiny, I'll be streaming all month long in September, and Evolve all month long in October on the same thing, Balmorn.
Very good.
We're playing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right, well, before we do close up the show, I want to thank JC Monkey for doing our artwork. You can find his stuff at jcmcomics.com. I also would like to thank Dustin for our audio track. You can contact him at Bayette Music on Twitter. That's BEYETTE. Last but certainly not least, reset. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank our patrons. You guys help us each and every week by helping us bring our show to life. We can't thank you enough for that. I gotta rewrite that. That doesn't sound right at all. It brings it to life. Well, no, it's worded weird. If you like what you hear and you enjoy hanging out with us and you also want to become a patron of the Geek Access podcast, you can do so by going to bit.ly/support Geek Access. We've got some cool reward levels on there. You can get yourself some artwork. We've got a few tattoo artists who do some images for us, and a comic artist, JC Monkey, who does some images for us. You can get your hands on some of that artwork by helping support the show. And as always, follow us on Twitter at IG_Geek Access. Check out our website at inkedgeekstudios.com. If you've got a topic that you would like discussed, or you just want to say hello, contact us on either of those, or you can also check out our subreddit at r/InkedGeekStudios. That's going to do it for this week, guys. So we will see you next week on July 11th, which reminds me, so don't stop listening yet. Our contest ends next week. I don't know why I didn't put this in the show notes. If you are interested in entering for a free $20 Blizzard gift card, follow us on Twitter. Tweet us with the hashtag GeekAccessGiveaway1. That is the number 1, not the word 1. If you are one of the Twitter haters, you can email us. The email for the show is ig.geekaccess@gmail.com. Put Geek Access Giveaway 1 in the subject line. We're up to about 25 entrants right now. We will be giving the gift card away live on the show July. I was about to say January for some reason. July 11th. This is a sample giveaway. We're doing this for everybody. Tell your friends, have everybody enter. Hopefully you're telling them about the show as well when you do. After this, we will be doing giveaways when we reach that reward level on Patreon, and the giveaways will be for Patreon level subscribers. So it doesn't matter how much. If it's 5 cents an episode, if it's $1 an episode, it makes you eligible for the giveaways. So this is just kind of to give you guys a taste of that and to get you hungry for more. We've got we've got a bunch of Steam sale games that we bought. Got some gift cards to give away. Blizzard kind of narrows it down a little bit, but we had one that was donated to the show, so we want to give it to the fans.
We can buy you that Pandarian pet no one wants to see in a fucking raid wandering around.
Yeah, or it can buy you the mount, or it can buy you some Hearthstone cards if you aren't like Rick and already spent your life savings on them.
Yeah. Hearthstone cards.
I know. All right. Show is ending. Thank you, everybody. July 11th. Also, I keep talking about the post show. We're probably going to be hanging out for about another half hour. If you are a Patreon subscriber of it, I shouldn't say subscriber. If you're a Patreon donor, if you're a giver, if you're a wonderful Patreon person, at least $1 an episode will give you access to post show MP3s. And pre-show. Pre-show is more of a setup thing. It's more of a behind the scenes. Post-show is just kind of us dicking around some more. If you want that access, $1 an episode. That's all it takes. And you get to listen to them. You get to download them, and have a good time. Put them up on a torrent site. I don't give a shit what you do with them. Yeah.
Illegal downloads powers activate.
It's not illegal if I am giving them permission. All right, I keep straggling on. This is like the worst show outro we've done. Rick, you keep fucking me up.
That's what I do.
That's what you do. All right, good night, everybody. We'll see you in 8 days. I hope everyone has a good holiday tomorrow. Don't get too drunk. Don't drink and drive.
Thanks, Mom.
Is it bad if I have an X on all of those?
Yeah, we know you do. All right.
Driving. No. Driving is safe. Drinking at home is cool. Don't judge me. You don't know me.
Right. Drinking at home is cool. All right. Good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.